Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? All right, so today we're doing this live and we're going to be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is needed, especially with how the industry is doing right now and how everything is pretty much just, you know, not working out with DC and whatever it is that they're trying to do, with whatever the hell James Gunn's trying to do. Nobody's interested in that. Nobody really cares about that. People just want good quality and they want good entertainment again, and that's what we have to keep on fighting for and going for, because this industry is just straight up down the drain, and in order for DC to stay afloat and actually be able to compete against Marvel, they straight up need to go back to what was working, and they have to straight up, and it's kind of concerning how DC doesn't want to take things seriously right now, and they think that everything is just a joke. But DC has always been dark, and it's kind of wild how some fans try to justify it and say that it's always been different, and they like the new route and stuff like that. But let's be honest, they're just straight up they're just uh bullshitting themselves and stuff like that. Jack, what's up? Appreciate you for tuning in, Spider Manny. I thought you were taking a break from DC. Yeah, I'm still taking a break, but I'm still gonna be talking about Snyderverse stuff. What I meant with that post was like I'm not really gonna be focusing with the DCU and what the hell James Gunn is doing and stuff. But that doesn't stop me that I'm gonna keep on talking about the Snyderverse and stuff like that. Especially now that Zach just posted a picture with Ben Affleck's Batman. So I'm gonna always keep coming and talking about that and stuff like that. Yeah, it's over 9,000. Hell yeah, it has to be. James Gunn, he doesn't care about the theaters. Yeah, he doesn't care about it. Ben Affleck says he won't work with DC. Nah, yes he will. He just won't work with James Gunn. That's what it is. And probably what you're saying from that quote, that's an old quote. That's not nothing recent. That's when they were doing Justice League with Joss Whedon and stuff. So that's all old news. Recently, the most updated version that we know with Ben Affleck was that he says that he's down to do more, and he would come back for more with Zack Snyder. He will not work with James Gunn. He said that. That came out in 2024. So yeah, what you're reading is just probably old news and stuff. Austin, what's up? Appreciate you for tuning in. Doomsday and Spider-Man is going to destroy Clayface and Supergirl at the box office. Yes, I agree with that. Doomsday is going to destroy everything in the business this year. I'm telling y'all right now. Doomsday, look, this is why, like I said, I'm doing this live, because once the Snyderverse gets restored and it comes back, I'm telling you, that's the only thing that could go up against Marvel at the moment. There is nothing else. Nothing with James Gunn will be able to get on the level of what the MCU is at right now. Marvel is cleaning house. Disney's not playing around. They are cleaning house. And you guys have to understand that they're getting rid of all these woke and shills from within the company. They fired a lot of people, and that was in early 2024 or something like that. So they're cleaning house. I'm telling you, you just won't see that on the news. You won't see that on the media because they don't want that. It's not good for them. But I'm telling you, things are shifting in the industry. Good movies are coming back, and I'm telling you right now, the top two movies that are going to be on top this year are going to be Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, and of course, everything that Marvel's going to put out. Kicking off with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's also going to be a real good film. I know there's a lot of people talking a lot of shit saying that it's not going to be good and it's not going to make numbers. It's going to surpass numbers. I'm telling y'all right now. Doomsday is what is it? Cook trailer? Yeah, it's cooking the things up. Yeah, big time. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, DC's in the toilet right now. It's been in there for a while, and as long as they don't go back, they're gonna keep on staying there. Dementia, what's up? The mission still restored Snyderverse all day. You already know it, yes, sir. Another one. Look, Margin's World of Go Animate. Again, you're reading old news. Ben Affleck is still down to come back and play. He has not said that he's moved on. All right. He said it at SnyderCon. What was, I think it was 2023 or 2023. When they had did I remember what it was, full circle event. He was there. There's an interview on it. So y'all need to stop reading old news and catch up and keep up to them. And he was asked in 2024 in just a random what it was, somebody that a reporter came up to him and said, "Will we see you as a Batman again?" He's like, "Anything is possible." So that's the newest thing with Ben Affleck. He has not turned down working with DC and stuff. Plus, he just did what is the most recent movie that it was with WB, so he's still there. Comic book cast. He talks about Sebastian Stan playing Stan, the Call of Old, the Owls, Two Face. Yeah, look, these are shills. Comic book cast has always been a shill, so I don't even pay attention. I don't even watch them. You heard about the rumor Supergirl's villain about James Gunn joke? Yeah, it's supposed to be very raunchy, so it is James Gunn style. So I don't care about that. Outlaw Pistolero, what's up? The only thing that can compete with Marvel is the Snyderverse. Exactly, exactly. That's the only thing. Justice League versus Darkseid. That would be dope. I want to see it. We need that. We need to keep on fighting for that. DCU is dead. Yes, sir. Restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, we need Zack back. You believe the Netflix WB merger will fail? Yeah, a lot of things are pointing that I think it's gonna take a toll, and things are just gonna be once it goes up to the what is it, the Department of Justice and the government. That's where the shit's gonna get cooked, and I don't know what's gonna come from there. Batman Brave and the Bold will not happen. Nope, I don't think so. They keep on delaying that movie for like who knows when now. So yeah, again, I really don't care about it. Ben loves Zach. Yeah, yeah. He will come back for him. Yep, he came back and did Zack Snyder's Justice League additional photography for free. Exactly, exactly, Austin. Yep, I've said that multiple times. Ben Affleck has loyalty, Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill to Zack Snyder, and also Ray Fisher. They have loyalty. The only one that doesn't have loyalty was that sellout Jason Momoa. Straight up, I'm telling you straight up how it is. That's just how I feel. Snyder was also teasing the Legion of Doom. Yep, yep. Shouldn't we have a league of our own? Yep, with Lex Luthor. That's what we saw at the end of Justice League. Netflix are evil. Yeah, yeah. All they care about is just taking over the streaming and stuff. Chili DD, what's up? Just here chilling, vibing with y'all and stuff like that. I saw that Zach just posted. So I said, you know what? Yo, we need the Snyderverse back, honestly. We really do. That's the only thing that could go up against Marvel and stuff right now. We're here for the true DC restore Snyderverse. Yeah, big time, big time. That's what I'm really fighting for. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I know some people have probably gotten mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, I don't care. I'm not down with the cell movement. Fuck that. I'm tired of biting my tongue, and I'm tired of fucking trying to hide that shit. I don't support that shit. I'm telling y'all straight up, it's restore the Snyderverse or fuck everything else. I'm telling you straight up. I'm saying it just how I feel. And, you know, I'm telling you straight up, I just don't care about the whole cell movement. You know, and I just want the Snyderverse back because that's the main goal. I've been fighting for this shit for 8 years, and I know some of y'all been hitting me up on DMs, and you know, I'm telling y'all straight up, y'all, thanks to y'all, that's why I'm doing this video because yo, yesterday I was just like, you know what, like fuck DC, I'm tired of them. And a lot of y'all hit me up and we're like, nah, you know, you can't, you got to keep going. And you get what I'm saying? But I'm just not going to be talking about the DCU. So all the shit that's coming out from the DCU, fuck that. I'm telling you right now, I do not care about James Gunn. I don't care about the DCU. I don't care about Superman. I don't care about Supergirl. I don't give a fuck about Clayface. Fuck those movies. I'm telling you straight up. I wish, honestly, all those movies tank at the box office just to show all these fake fans that, yo, we told y'all it wasn't going to work. But hard-headed, stubborn WB will keep on pushing that garbage, honestly. David Zaslav loves Netflix. Yeah, he's the wrong CEO. Yeah, as long as David Zaslav is still attached to whatever with WB, nothing will change. That's why we have to keep on hitting them hard, and it's with our wallets. We have to keep them things closed, honestly. I've seen the X-Men Doomsday trailer. Is my most anticipated movie of the year. Yeah, I'm telling you, Marvel's bringing the heat again. I'm telling you straight up. You don't like Sarandos and Peters. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what they are, big shills, you know. Gotham Knight, what's up? Appreciate you for tuning in also. Ben still fit and reading. Yeah, Ben still fit and reading Batman comics, still into comic shop, like he's Batman buying comics. Yep, that's Ben Affleck, you know. That's how he is and who he is. Restored the Ben Affleck verse. Jason Momoa, he'll be shocked. Snyderverse returns. Yeah, when it does, I'm telling you straight up, all these fake ones are cooked. They are straight up cooked. You feel the same way. You don't care who buys. The mission is the same. Restore Snyderverse. Yeah, big time. DCU sucks big time. Just post Snyder stuff. Yeah, that's why you guys haven't seen me talking about the DCU. And I suggest for other channels, especially the ones that have large following, stop fucking talking about the DCU. Y'all giving them free advertisement. Straight up. Are they fucking paying you a check? No, right? They're not paying me a check. That's why I'm not talking shit regarding the DCU. Because fuck them. Slide me a check and then probably I'll talk. You get what I'm saying? Like, until then, fuck free advertisement for them. I'm going to keep on talking and fighting for the Snyderverse because that's where we stand at and that's what we want. In the end, that's the main goal, regardless, honestly, if it sells or if it doesn't sell. Because once it does sell, then guess what? And look, I want to talk about real fast about these hashtag bullshits. Even, look, like I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, even when it comes to this whole sell bullshit hashtag, and I say it just like that, I don't care who gets offended by it. I'm gonna say it how it is. Because you got new people coming onto the scene, oh, because they think they created a hashtag that's what it's all fucking about. No, it's always been about the Snyderverse, period. Fuck this whole sell and because even that shit's turning and evolving into its own self. Like those hashtags keep evolving. It looks ridiculous. That's why I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not using none of those hashtags straight up. I'm only sticking to restore the Snyderverse, and that's it. Fuck the DCU, fuck James Gunn, fuck Warner Brothers, and all their bullshit that they're putting out. I am not interested, and neither should we. We are not compromising. This year, I told you on the beginning, this year's the year that we do not compromise. Period. That means I am not settling for less, and I am not going to just accept whatever the fuck they want to give us. We go hard, we stay on top of the mission until we get what we want. We did the same thing when it was for the Snyder Cut, and we have it. That's the difference. We have the Snyder Cut. And just like that is the same way with this whole shitty DCU. Nobody's interested. Nobody cares about it. And it just keeps on putting out garbage, honestly, Let's see. If Superman can barely get 600 million at the box office, there's no way Supergirl or Clayface is going to do anything at the box office. Not to mention Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, Tank. Yeah, Creature Commandos. I mean, yeah, what is it? Did they put it on Netflix? I mean, not Netflix, on YouTube, like what? Like right before the holidays? And they pulled it down because nobody was watching it. Not even for free, people want it. Recon EV 225, what's up? What's up? You want Paramount to buy WB because of the theaters? Yes, theaters are still a big important thing. And that's what I like about Marvel. They are actually still focused with Disney pushing theatrical releases because let's be real. It's about giving good quality movies. That's it. That's it. Say what you want about these movies, but there's still good movies out there. And we've seen that. F1 was a good movie. And that made money at the box office last year. You can see all these movies. Lilo and Stitch. You get what I'm saying? It's not for me, but it still has a fan base, and they made $1 billion. What do you think? That Spider-Man's not going to? Hell yeah, Spider-Man's going to make at least $1 billion. And you know why? Because of No Way Home. We haven't had another movie since No Way Home. So people are hungry for a Spider-Man movie. I'm one of them. I'm ready to go see it. And after that, it's setting up, of course, Doomsday. So Doomsday is bringing that heat back, and they're advertising a year in advance. They are very smart on what they're doing, and they're going to re-release Endgame. So when you go watch Doomsday, you're like, yo, that's still fresh in your mind. That's how you go about on it. If DC was to do the same thing and say, you know what, we're going to continue as an Elseworld, if you want, with Zack Snyder, right? Nothing to do or involved with the DCU or with James Gunn. I'm all on board. That's all we want. That's it. But they know, especially James Gunn, won't do it because James Gunn's a coward, because he knows that everybody's going to be interested more in Zack Snyder, his DCU, in the sense of, his cinematic universe versus what James Gunn is doing with his DCU. Nobody cares about that. He knows it. So he's trying to outshine that and trying to keep that still in the shadows. But look, Zach just posted a picture of Ben Affleck as Batman. We know that Zach is posting Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, all these pictures. So what is that telling you? That Zach is like, yo, boom, I know that my fan base is going to support it. And that trends, people talk about it. People are more excited than what the hell James Gunn is trying to do. See the difference? That's the thing, And I can't wait. We're going to get it. It's just a matter of time. Honestly, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, Marvel about to print some money with Avengers Doomsday. Big time. They are big time going to make a lot of money. You agree toning down, talking about the DCU. A Gunn fan was pissed because Ben and Sasha wouldn't discuss James Gunn when asked during the question and answer Q&A. Interesting. Did you see the post that Zach made in Nightmare Bat flick? Yeah, he just posted it a little while ago. So yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna still talk about this. This is why, like I said, sometimes I do want to talk about the DCU just because how shitty it is. But like I said, I'm done giving them free advertisement. So it doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop talking about the DCEU. You get what I'm saying? But straight up, fuck the DCU. I'm more of the Snyderverse and DCEU. So that's what I'm fighting for, and I'm going to still keep on fighting for. BD086, what's up? What's up, bro? Appreciate you for tuning in. Do you know who Co-Animation? He supports Netflix buying WB. I have no idea who that is, but there's a lot of people that are still supporting that whole Netflix and stuff like that. Those are just shows. I'm going to tell you straight up. Anybody that supports Netflix and this whole movement of it, they're part of the problem, and they're just shows. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but that's just what it is. Because if you're full on board 100% with only streaming, no theatrical releases, no physical media, you're part of the problem. That's why the industry is where it's at right now, with comics, with anime, with gaming, with even hell, even with merchandise. Because when you have McFarlane trying to do digital, shit that you can buy, like, yo, I want my physical merchandise. I don't want digital stuff. Like, honestly, let's see. Spider-Man No Way Home is better. Marvel have box office money. Yeah, it was a good movie. That's why it made money. If Supergirl collects even $500 million, that would be unbelievable. I would not be surprised. And rumor has it that Supergirl is going to be very raunchy. I've been hearing a lot of leaks and I've been reading on it. And yeah, there's going to be a high body count, if you get what I'm talking about. And it's going to be focused on that raunchy side. But then again, hey, that's James Gunn. That's what he's trying to push. So the same way you saw in Peacemaker Season 2, that's exactly what we're going to be getting on Supergirl, which I don't care about and I'm not on board. So, like I said, miss me with that. Like, I am not interested in. Light skin, what's up? Yes, restore the Snyderverse, period. No compromising at all. Yeah, that's how we have to go this year, Marvel's gonna make $1 billion this year. Oh, they're gonna make more than $1 billion. They're straight up, they're gonna make $1 billion. Matt Reeves might have to, what is it, WB, James Gunn, leave, do not Batman, future of Matt Reeves. Fuck Matt Reeves. Fuck Matt Reeves and his universe too. He's trying to do exactly like Christopher Nolan. At this point, he's just copying Christopher Nolan. Fuck Matt Reeves and his universe. I don't care. Yeah, I said it. And what? Universal still dethroned Disney at the end of the 2026. We'll see about that. Hopefully, we'll see. Ben Affleck Batman will destroy Dark Knight Rises Bane. Big time. Big time. He'll break Bane in half. Boom. Straight up. Sean, what's up? What's up? I took your advice. Yes, for real. I don't talk or discuss James Gunn movies. Boom. There you go, light skin. That's how we have to do. We have to hit them hard. They want to fuck around, they're going to find out. And that's how they find out. When we keep our wallets closed and we don't talk about it, shit, we're already winning. You know why? Because when they put Creature Commandos on YouTube a few days ago, or a few, whatever weeks if you want to say it, nobody watched it and they pulled it down. So what is that telling you? Not even for free, people want to eat this slop up. Honestly, I'm down with both streaming and theaters. Yeah, the same with me. I'm not against it. I'm never against streaming. But if you just want to focus on streaming, like the same thing with the gaming, that you just want to force me into, buying online and like digital instead of physical, then I have a problem. You get what I'm saying? So, but we'll see what's up. Mr. H review, he's lying Supergirl because he thinks is good. Yeah, I know Mr. H is another show too. So, whenever it's convenient, they all talk about the Snyderverse. They want to try to milk it, but they're all shows in the end, straight up. Yeah, I said it. And what? I'm for Skydance to buy WB. The same. I can't wait till we won't hear another update, probably sometime in the summer. That's just me speculating because this is not going to happen overnight. This is just going to, take its course and they're going to try to keep on delaying this. Honestly, this whole thing with Netflix is just a delay for people to be like, oh, keep on talking about it. And in the end, I'm starting to think that WB is just trying to pull a punk ass move and say, yo, let's keep on doing what we're doing because now they just turned down the $108 billion, right? So you turned it down. They're like, oh, we're still open for another, offer. Hold on, make it make sense. You just turned down $108 billion. What you want, $150 billion? Yo, if Paramount has that money, if Comcast has that money, offer them. Just offer them. And if he turns it down, then clearly dude doesn't care about money. This is something about, it's a bigger cause behind the scenes that we don't know. You want the Ellisons to put someone smart enough to return Snyderverse. If they succeed buying WB, it would be cool. Supergirl from The Flash is hands down better than James Gunn's Supergirl. Yeah, big time. Look, The Flush was a mess, but I would prefer The Flush compared to where we are right now. Instead of things getting better, it just gets worse. That's the thing. I'm gonna be honest, I talked a lot of shit about The Flush. But now that we're seeing it, how, everything is coming out with James Gunn, I'm like, yo, you know what? Fuck. Take me back to The Flush. Like, I'll settle for that, honestly, compared to where we are right now. Because with James Gunn, he's just not the one. He is not the one. And Supergirl 2026, that even though he's not directing it, but you can tell his handprint, not even fingerprint, his whole handprint is literally all over that movie and all over the trailer, which... he's giving notes to the director and stuff. Supergirl will not have all little kids theaters. It's not crazy. Yeah, I don't think parents, at least good parents, are going to want to take that, their kids to see a shitty role model like what is her name, Millie Alcock, for that type of a woman to be the role model for their little girls. Nah, hell nah, fuck no, straight up, like, nah, man, hell no. Speaking about Flash, Supergirl, Sasha Supergirl had potential but wasted a Gunn's flush. Yeah, exactly. James Gunn's the one screwing everything up. I can see Doomsday making 900 billion. That's gonna be nuts. They're gonna make a lot of money. And look, I know that there's a lot of people out there talking so much shit about Doomsday, saying, "Oh, it's gonna be woke and it's gonna be this." Look, you have to look at it from this business. Honestly, you're looking at it from the shill side. You have to look at it from the business aspect. Look, let's be real. They're going to capitalize with X-Men. They're going to capitalize with the Avengers. And they're going to capitalize with nostalgia. With so many actors, actresses from the old ones, the current ones, and what they're setting up for the future. They know what they're doing. They are going to make so much money with Avengers, Doomsday. And that's just preparing. This is just laying down the ground foundation to what's to come in Secret Wars. If you think this is nuts right now, just seeing and hearing, oh, like I've been telling y'all right before these trailers and everything came out. You don't believe me? Go back to my videos before Doomsday was even announced. And I had said it. They are going to be working on variants. So when we get into the Secret Wars, you're going to have 3 or more Spider-Men. You're going to have 3 or more Cyclops, 3 or more Wolverine, 3 versions of each character. You're going to see that. I'm telling you, watch. And then remember, damn, CS the director was right. He called that shit years ago. You get what I'm saying? But people don't want to give me credit like that because, of course, just because I'm a small channel and shit, But it is what it is. Matt Reeves sucks big time. I do not care about his universe and stuff. Hi, Dern. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the names and stuff. What's up? What's up? Main issue with different hashtags is that the muddies the waters and dilutes everything. Yeah. I said this on Twitter, X, keep it simple. Restore Snyderverse. Simple and covers everything. Exactly, my friend. That's exactly a good point that you really put it out there. I'm glad that somebody besides me sees that point of view. Today I'm like tongue tied or whatever. I'm just, I don't know. But yeah, that's what it has to be. First time in your live chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Batman needs a crossover, Superman, Wonder Woman, but Matt Reeves is the wrong person. He should not do Batman. Yeah, Matt Reeves seriously had the opportunity to work with Ben Affleck and he turned it down. So straight up, fuck Matt Reeves. Creature Commandos look like cheap ripoff of Suicide Squad. Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's garbage. Asthmatic81, what's up? What is it? The RIP starring Damon and Affleck looks like a badass quality coming from Netflix. I want to check it out though. I want to see what that's about. Hopefully it's good, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. Let's see. It's better Matt doesn't touch Wonder Woman or Superman. He wouldn't do a good job with them. Yeah, I don't think so. Matt Reeves, that's the thing about making characters sometimes too realistic that it just sucks away. Like in Matt Reeves' universe, I can't picture a Wonder Woman because she doesn't exist. And the same thing with Christopher Nolan. He doesn't go for those type of characters. They're just too, they have powers, abilities, and all that stuff. You can't throw that into that universe from those directors. That's the bad thing about sometimes being too realistic. So yeah, that's what I like about Zack Snyder. You get the fantasy, you get the sci-fi, you get all these like realistic sides. It's like fake shit, like all that shit into one. I love that. Any news about HBO Max and Comcast deal? Nothing. They've been quiet. Nothing has been said. But the only thing is that HBO Max and Comcast, they're right now working together, but it's in the UK. That's what they're doing, whatever it is that they're testing. And so to all the people that are watching and you're in the UK, let me know because that's where they're really focusing on right now with the streaming service and stuff like that. We'll see hopefully after a few months, how that turns out. You never thought Matt Reeves was a great director. His Planet of the Apes films were okay. I'm not even into Planet of the Apes, so I don't really care about it. What is it? Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which Reeves didn't direct, was better than Reeves' Apes films. Oh, I didn't know that he didn't make that one. I thought he did. I thought he made all of them. So again, I'm not into those movies, honestly. I just never been entertained by, seeing those apes and all those monkeys and gorillas. I don't know. Like I'm just not into that. I like to see zombies and monsters and like fucking kaiju's and shit like that. Do you think Transforming Michael Bay will come out 2029 or 30? No, I think it's gonna come out sooner. They have to get their act together before 2029. Look, Michael Bay just posted up a picture on his Instagram, and then he's like, "I'm working on a movie." Like, wonder what it is? Yo, I'm telling you right now, man. I'm telling you, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Uh, a little bird told me that I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, he's back. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Drunk punch girl with the vulgar mouth and huge body count. James Gunn type of character. Yep, that's pretty much what it is. I'm sure Zazie wasn't CEO. I bet Paramount would WB under someone else's being CEO. Yeah, yeah, exactly. As long, like I said, and I'll keep on repeating myself. Long as David Zaslav is still on anything attached to WB in a CEO or big position, he's going to keep on extending and protecting James Gunn and Peter Safran. Mark my words. After that extension from next year, that's in spring, don't be surprised that they're going to extend it probably another 90 days, which is 3 months, just for shits and giggles. You will see, because David Zaslav is still attached. That's the problem right now. As long as David Zaslav is still around, then pretty much he still has control with Warner Brothers, and that's what he wants. David Zaslav is a terrible CEO. He's awful in the world. Yeah, he's one of them. Let's see. Doomsday sets to be a super serious, high stakes action epic. Supergirl looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. What happened to DC films is frankly disgusting. Exactly. I agree with you. You know why? Even James Gunn said it, that Supergirl's supposed to be straight up like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it. You're admitting it. You're admitting that it's straight up a Guardians of the Galaxy, and people are tired. People are tired of it. DC used to stand for something. Now, I don't know what the hell they're even representing anymore. Imagine seeing Skydance logo at the beginning of a DC movie. That would be insane. That would be seriously insane. The Flash has Gunn's hands all over it. Yeah, yeah. As soon as it starts, you could tell. You could clearly see, because it just starts off with comedy. And the worst part, I think, was with when they were throwing the babies in the oven or the microwave to try to save them and stuff. I was like, yo, this is bad. And then the little dog falling and stuff like that. I was like, this is what we're going to see in Superman, and that's exactly what we saw. So, I'm not surprised. True, the Flash is better than anything about Gunn's universe. Yeah, that says a lot. That says a lot, and that's with Andy Muschietti. So, that's pretty much like he's an underdog from James Gunn, but still carrying the same mission of James Gunn. Gunn's favorite movie is The Flush. His fingerprints are all over him. Yep. Yeah, that's what it was. He even said it. Supergirl writer woman DCU. She loves James Gunn. Joke and silly. Needs to leave about Wonder Woman to cancel DCU. Yeah, the whole DCU has to be canceled, honestly. Nobody's really interested in it. The live action remake of Tangled was being announced yesterday. That Tegan Croft and Milo Manheim are Rapunzel, and Flynn Rider not happy. If it has a date, it's going to flop. We'll see about that. Yeah, I did hear about something like that. I think the girl got casted as Rapunzel or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna come from that. Aquaman 2 must have received notes from James Gunn. Yeah, big time. It really did. You could see it. Like when you see all the comedy and stuff. Look, when you watch Aquaman 2, it was on Tubi. I don't know if it's still there. It was just there recently. That's how I saw it. I didn't even see it in the theaters. But I'm being honest with you. I saw the movie and I thought the movie was it was okay. I was like, the first one was better. But I'm gonna be honest. All the jokes that it has in that movie are clearly James Gunn. You can clearly see that that's work of James Gunn. And it wasn't a bad film. But when you take away the jokes, you can see James Wan literally in action. But you can see, and even after the movie came out, James Wan even said it. He was saying and posting it, and it's out there. Look for it. Do your research. He even said it. James Gunn was getting in the way. So he prevented James Wan from actually doing what he wanted to do with that movie. And of course, James Gunn just came in. He kicked things all around, and we got the mess that we got. David Zaslav will turn down any offers, no matter how big, because Skydance won't keep Zaslav and will fire Gunn. Netflix will keep Zaslav and Gunn. Exactly. I agree with you, Raheem. That's exactly what's going to happen, and it's probably is what's going to happen. It's happening right now. The Rock was going to bring Sasha Kai Supergirl into The Rock first, but Gunn. Yep. James Gunn ruined everything. I do want to see evil version of Spider-Man in live action. That would be cool. I too want to see something. So I'm telling you, Doomsday is gonna surprise a lot of us. Even I think the comic book fans. And like I said, I'm more with the movies. I don't really care about the comics because I just it's just too much to keep up with. When you keep up with Secret Wars, it's a mess. It's so much like to try to keep up with it. It's just I'd rather just watch the movies, honestly. Crypto James Gunn's dog too cute to joke. Crypto should not be in a DC movie. Nah, they already did that with the Super Pets, but James Gunn just brought it into live action, so ruined it. Toby, Andrew, Tom, everyone's coming back in Secret Wars. Yep, they are all coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if also the cast or people from Madam Web also come back, just for the hell of it. Honestly, I'm pretty sure these movies are gonna kick James Gunn out and welcome Zach back. Yeah, yeah, big time. The fact that Marvel actors are in the Batman 2 proves that Pattinson is not really a draw. Thank you. Thank you. I agree with you. And look, the Batman 2 is just straight up another version of Marvel. That's it. They're trying to be like Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts was trying to be serious, with less comedy and stuff like that, and that didn't work. So now Matt Reeves is just straight up again. And WB, DC, picking up sloppy seconds from Marvel. Like, there's so much actors and actresses out there. There's so much talent that they can hire anybody. But no, they keep on going back. Oh, let's go back. Let's see what we can recycle from Marvel and Disney. Yo, I'm tired of seeing their faces. I want to see other actors and actresses. Like, seriously. But again, that's what they're doing. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a work of James Gunn also. Blue Beetle, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, Flush, etc. All of these films were low-key James Gunn joints. Yep. All of them failed. Big time. They all failed big, big time. James Gunn's the type of films that all failed. Yeah, that's all he puts. He puts out movies that tank. John Wick director, he should help Ben Affleck Batman movie. That would be interesting. Hell yeah, that would be dope. Honestly, I would be on board of that. I would be on board of that. Lethal Geeks and Harsh Critics are all on board on Netflix train. Do you consider them shills, grifters? I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I know, Harsh Critic, he's a good friend of mine and stuff. We've done a live stream and stuff. It doesn't necessarily means that a person is a shill, but honestly, especially they got the following. Like I've been here longer than they have, and congrats to them. They grew their channel massive. Like I just wouldn't be on board. Like to me, in my eyes, I just can't be on board with that hashtag because let's just say that the Department of Justice and the government and Trump or whatever says no, it's not going to happen. Then what? Then what? I feel that me personally, I would look silly in front of everybody because I'll be like, damn, it didn't come through. What do I go back to? To what was the main cause, restore the Snyderverse. See what I'm saying? So it still goes back to it regardless. So that's why I keep on saying and I emphasize whether it sells or it doesn't sell. Like I said, it doesn't mean that a person is a shill. I'm not calling anybody. That's what I said. I'm not insulting, disrespecting nobody. But if some people want to take it like that, so be it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are pissed off at me because they're like, yo, you don't support the movement and blah, blah, blah. I see my views not like they were no more. And I've lost subscribers. But honestly, that doesn't bother me. You know why? Because when I started this channel, I was literally just going and targeting people that could relate to what I've been pushing. And thanks to each and every one of you that are still here, it's the reason why I keep on doing these videos. That's why, like I said, yesterday I was like, yo, I'm done with DC. I'm really trying to take a break for them. And it's like I always say, every time I try to take a break, it's like life says, nah, man, hold on. You still have to keep on for some reason. I don't know, but it is what it is. Nothing that James Gunn has done for DC has succeeded, and it never will. It never will. We already got a realistic Batman with Bale and Nolan. True. I love Snyder's take on Batman. I do too. I still watch the warehouse scene all the time. That warehouse scene is so incredible. Just every point of it. It literally feels like an Arkham game brought to life. And there's a video that somebody did out there too, and they added the Arkham, the effects and the music and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, man, WB, how do you not milk this? You could literally be like Marvel, probably even better if you just continue it. That's it. And knowing that the fans are there asking constantly, daily, every single time of the day. But, their ego, that's what it is. Matt Reeves claims to be fame is Cloverfield. And if you rewatch it, it's not that great. Nah, it's one of those movies that you're like, hey, I'll just watch it just because I saw it. It was all right, like it has its flaws. It has a lot of mistakes in that movie too. So, one of them being like they don't show enough of the alien, the monster, whatever it is, until I think it was the second film, and I was like, damn, yo, or maybe it was the first. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, but I felt that they just didn't show enough of those monsters that were invading or whatever the hell they were and stuff like that. So yeah, James Gunn, he's not a realistic DCU. Nope, James Gunn, all he is just Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it. And notice, talking about Guardians of the Galaxy and James Gunn, how now Disney and Marvel are starting to like announce Star Lord. I'm telling y'all straight up, in the end, by the time we get to Secret Wars, and especially at the rate we're going right now with James Gunn, look, I'm telling you straight up, there's no 10-year plan with James Gunn. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, that's his last project. I'm telling you, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and James Gunn is gonna go back. I'm getting chills just telling y'all this. James Gunn is gonna go back to Marvel for Secret Wars because they're gonna need, Star Lord. They're gonna need all of these characters that were with Guardians of the Galaxy. They're a big part. They're at this point, James Gunn is a big part of Marvel with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the fact. And I'm gonna be honest with you. He needs to go back. James Gunn was good and he was better off being and staying at Marvel. And it's clear. James Gunn just came to DC and he straight up destroyed everything. So nothing connects. The fans are divided. Everything is even worse. And I think that's what low key was the mission from the competitor. And they've been succeeding because look at how messy DC is. Like it just, there's no words to say how sloppy DC has become under the leadership of James Gunn. So that tells you everything. We need Ultra Magnus is in the next Michael Bay Transformers film. Yes, I agree. We really do. We really do. Yeah, Matt Reeves, he needs to go back to Planet of the Apes. That's his thing. That's what he should stick to. That's exactly what it is. Tabish, what's up? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Yes, I remember you. You're one of the first ones when I didn't have nobody on this channel. And again, very thankful and grateful. Always appreciate you, my friend. Always tuning in when you can. I know we're on different time zones and everybody and stuff like that. So, like I said, it just really it motivates me to keep on making these videos for y'all and stuff. Let's see. I'm not sure if Lloyd Coleman, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you for tuning in. Also, whenever I say I like Henry's Superman, many people call me Snyder bot, cultist. Homelander, you are not a DC fan. You don't read comics. Come on. Yeah, exactly. That's how people are. It just shows you that they're fake fans. That's all. Shia's back. He's awesome actor for Transformers. Yeah, yeah. That's the rumor that's going around. So I think they low-key don't want to say, and they cannot say nothing yet. But I'm telling y'all right now, we are back with the Transformers with Michael Bay and stuff like that. Like I told y'all, a bird told me, little bird told me that it's happening. That's all I can say. So I do have sources and I have my plugs, so and I'm gonna tell you y'all straight up, that's a direct plug that I just can't say too much on it. So and I don't brag about it because I just don't I'm not that type of person. But like I said, I know what I'm saying when I'm telling you this. Tell me current news on Snyderverse. Nothing really much is happening right now except just that Zach is posting on social media as always, and that trends more than than anything else and stuff. How can Zaslav keep paying Gunn if WB is soon deep in debt? Where's the money coming from? Exactly. Where's that money coming from? That's what I want to know. Sounds to me like they're doing a little laundry up in there, if you get my drift. Supergirl gonna be on the fresh and fit defending her body count. Yeah, man. Oh man, this is gonna be insane, honestly. That's James Gunn. David Ellison, he's trust Michael Bay come out for Transformers. Yeah, at this point, they already know that that's what was making them money, so they're going back to what was working. And for that, I can back them up and say, hell yeah, let's go, The Flash has gun hands all over it. Literally. Like, The Flash, literally, Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, all these movies leading to where we are right now, it's like James Gunn got a big slop of clay and he was just touching it and messing around with it. He's like, look, my work of art. That's exactly what he's done with the whole DC, the whole DC brand and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, it's a mess. I really don't get how that happens. People don't believe that Gunn made the idea of having babies in microwaves, showing how sick he is. Yeah, completely. That was completely disgusting. When I saw that in the movie theaters, I was like, what the hell? Like, yeah, man, that tells you everything. I thought you were going to take a break from DC. Yeah, I mean, from time to time, I'm still going to be talking about it and stuff like that. Especially now that Zach just posted a picture with Ben Affleck as Nightmare Batman. So I was like, hell yeah, they need to go back to what was working, just like Marvel is doing right now. Look at that. While Marvel is fixing and getting their shit together, DC still fucking around. DC straight up still fucking around. They don't know where they're standing at. Like DC still trying to get off of phase 1.5 or wherever the hell they are. Meanwhile, Marvel is so deep in their Avengers that could have been DC with Justice League. Straight up. It just completely, it's insane. But yet, DC still wants to go back with McFarlane Toys and put out the Batmobile from Justice League, from Zack Snyder, all these toys, and want to remilk us, repackage it and remilk us. And we're suckers. We fall for it. I'm still waiting for mine. Mine's is supposed to arrive tomorrow, my Batmobile. Meanwhile, the whole world's getting theirs. Mine's apparently for some fucking reason got delayed a week. And it's just it's nuts. I had to literally contact McFarlane Toys to be like, yo, where the fuck is my order? And he's like, like somebody in their on their customer service, they're like, oh, be patient. Motherfuckers, I've been patient. I wasn't patient when I paid, right? Like, damn, I want my shit already. I see everybody on social media posting, but the point is that the Snyderverse sells, merchandise sells, they keep on bringing out things that are related to it. But when we want a movie, oh, that's a problem, right? We can't have another fucking movie. Like, yo, come on, man, let's get it together. Black Adam has guns, hands all over it. Shazam 2, yeah, everything with all of that. Let's see, Tabish, what's up? What's up? Omega, what's up? What's up? Let's see, Tango will flop most likely. Disney doesn't care about remaking; they just want to make money. Yeah, pretty much. James Wan couldn't make it dark. A lot of stuff was cut from the original print. Yeah, especially with those monsters. I forgot what the trench that he wanted to do, and that was supposed to be R-rated. I was actually at first like, I'm not really interested, but then I said, you know what? I like what he did with the trench. I think it was in the first film, or I think it was part in the second, and I was like, damn, yeah, I would have want to see that. I literally would have want to see that happen. Have you heard Nuclear Heart Productions? Never heard of them. He has great videos on debunking Snyder haters and divides into the corruption at WB, led them into mashing of the DCEU. Wow. Whoa, I'm about to check it out. Snyder Queen, what's up? Appreciate you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I know on X you're very active. Much props, much love. You already know how the business goes. Appreciate you for being here and tuning in. Also, I know you're one of the OGs that we've been fighting for years. When it comes to this whole movement with the Snyderverse and everything. So we have to keep on doing it. There's not many of us left, but we have to keep on. We will stop at nothing. That's the motto. New actor Batman will turn down work. James Gunn, DCU Batman, have silly jokes. Probably walked away. Yeah, I mean, that's everything with James Gunn. Just odd jokes, honestly. James Gunn did the same thing with DC that Joss Whedon did to the Justice League film. Yeah, big time. Now that we're talking about Justice League real fast, I do want to talk about this real quick. The problem was not with Zack Snyder. The problem was with impatient WB. And I say impatient because they still wanted to be like Marvel and the Avengers. It's okay. You could have been like Marvel and the Avengers, but you know what the difference is with WB and what do you call it? With Disney? The difference is that Disney took their time. They did what they wanted to do with the Avengers and they started setting things up and I loved it. And I was like, okay, you got Iron Man. They focused on Iron Man, Thor, all these characters leading and building up to the Avengers. That's why the Avengers made $1 billion. I remember seeing that movie. Like I get chills just thinking of it. And I'm like, damn, this movie's so freaking awesome. And at the time we were getting, I think it was The Dark Knight. I think it was The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, because I remember comparing them. And then around that time, we also had Michael Bay, Dark of the Moon. And then I noticed one thing at the end. I was like, it's always a movie that ends with, the city being in danger and like shit's always happening with aliens, with monsters or something. So I remember that. And I'm like, if DC would have just said, you know what, with Warner Brothers, look, Zach, we know you went through a tragedy with your family. We understand. But no, they went right behind his back and they brought in Joss Whedon because, he made the Avengers. He saved Marvel and Disney. Dude, it doesn't work like that. Just because you're bringing somebody doesn't guarantee you that they're going to make you that money. And it's clear, like it's just, if WB would have been like, you know what? Hey, Zach, we believe in you. Like they first believed in Man of Steel. They didn't interfere with Man of Steel. All the problems and all the hiccups started coming in with Batman versus Superman. Clearly, we had Jeff Johns. We had Kevin Tsuchihara, whatever was remaining of him. We had, Walter Hamada was in the mix. And then there was somebody else, Jeff Johns. Toby Emmerich, like all these people were in the way. So, egos and everything, so many like people trying to give orders. And Zach was like, yo, I'm trying to make this universe. And then the executives, oh no, but we have to be like Marvel. We have to be like Marvel. Dude, they've been working on this for years. Let them be. Like, we don't have to be the same. Even Zach said it. He's like, I'm not trying to build that. I'm just trying to do something. That's how we got Batman versus Superman, the whole mess of it. But I'm glad it came. It came about, and I love it. We were supposed to get Ben Affleck's Batman, but again, when you have the studio interfering, it just ruins everything. If WB said, you know what, we're gonna build and make our way like the original plans was to go to Justice League, because that's what Batman versus Superman was. It was setting up and introducing, the members of the Justice League slowly. And then they were gonna get off their spin-off movies like we saw with Wonder Woman, and then we ended up seeing we already had a Superman movie. We were gonna get a Batman movie. We never got that. We already got Wonder Woman, and it connects because of the picture, the music, and all that stuff. So I was like, yo, Zach is doing his thing right. But WB were like, nah, we want that Marvel money. We want it now. It doesn't work like that. You got to give time. And that's why now Avengers are where they are right now, making money, and they're about to make even more money. Meanwhile, DC's in the dump, and WB's in the middle of a sale, and everybody's fighting over it. And I'm like, all you had to do was literally continue with Zack Snyder. What's so hard? What's so hard? Because you have two or three tools out there saying, oh no, I'm against the Snyderverse, and the Snyderverse is too dark, and Batman doesn't kill. Yo, those are the fans you got to give the middle fingers to and say, you know what? If Marvel, which is owned by Disney, right, that owns Winnie the Pooh and all these little kid-friendly movies and cartoons, if Disney has the balls to say, you know what, we're gonna do a Deadpool movie like the fans want. We're gonna do it R-rated. And look at how much money they made with the first movie. Look at how much money they made with the second movie with Deadpool and Wolverine. Past $1 billion. So it works. Wolverine, the last live action movie that we got from Wolverine, the R-rated. What it made, almost like $1 billion or whatever. What is that telling you? There's still a huge demand, and people want those characters like that. Spider-Man, all right? Which one was it? Not Spider-Man. Was it? No, Venom. Venom with Carnage. Let there be Carnage. Garbage movie, okay? I still enjoyed it for what it is, just because they had Carnage. But you're gonna bring in Carnage. Dude is supposed to be a R-rated type of character. You could PG-13 him. He was a strong PG-13 character in that movie. But if DC would have done the same thing and just said, you know what, Zach wants to do Batman vs. Superman R-rated, the ultimate cut. That's what everybody wants. Put it out there. And then Justice League is supposed to be R-rated. Go for it. You have these characters that are fighting all these villains. They have to do what's necessary. You're going to tell me that what Disney is doing right now would have worked for DC? No, we already saw it with Joss Whedon. It didn't. They tried to turn the Justice League into a PG-13. It did not work. I love what Wonder Woman did to Steppenwolf. She cut his head with that sword. She had to do what she had to do to stop that evil threat. And when that head goes rolling and Darkseid steps on it and he squishes it, he's like, damn, yeah, like this is a threat. And then when you see the Desaad say, you see, Steppenwolf will fail, and then you see Darkseid like, yeah, you were right. You were right the whole time. That's exactly how we feel. We told you James Gunn wouldn't work, and DC's in the slumps right now. Literally in the middle of a sale that nobody knows who's going to buy them. They're completely so occupied with that. All they had to do is just continue with Zach and just finish off. But it is what it is. James Gunn wants to do Super Pet live action. Don't care. Both of these guys are cancer to cinema, pretty much. Ryan Reynolds was badly cast as Hal Jordan. Ryan Reynolds is more of a Wally West than a Hal Jordan. I actually liked him in Green Lantern. I think he did a good job. Same thing with the director from Thor, Love and Thunder. Yeah, that's another one too. He destroyed Thor. That's what I like about how they're doing now with the new Thor. He's trying to redeem the character and the actor. So I like that. I like that. Rob Pattinson, he's a weird actor. He doesn't love to play Batman. He's not the right guy. He's British, British person. I mean, nothing wrong with him being British. Henry Cavill's British, so he could pull it off. But Robert Pattinson, yeah, that's not my Batman. We love Matt Reeves' Planet of the Apes. WB is stupid studio. Cares about a CEO person. Marvel was serious doing Phase 1. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, and Iron Man 2. Marvel became goofy with the start of the Avengers 2012. Yeah, that's when they kind of started wanted to go a little wild, but I mean, it's worked for them, you know. After Endgame, they completely went down the shitter too. So, Aaron Fisher's he's back with DC now. He's awesome. I miss YouTube channel. Yeah, I know after the holidays, everybody was taking a break and stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. You didn't lose me, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that, Raheem. The mission is the same. Restore Snyderverse. That's all that matters. Yep, big time. Ben Affleck's Batman is peak masculinity. Yeah, big time, big time. I just love how brute he is. Not that he has to kick ass, but it's just Batman's supposed to be a symbol that scares the villains, you know, and all these bad guys, and that's what I like that Zack Snyder did with that character. We the fans are here to stay. Thank you, appreciate that. Do you think Sebastian Stan will play a Two Face Matt Reeves? Yeah, the pictures are already leaking. They posted up a picture of it and stuff like that. I don't like it. It's probably a test or something that they're just messing around to probably get the internet excited and stuff. But yeah, I personally don't. I'm not. I don't care. I really don't care about Two Face, and we've seen him too many times. So it's like, yeah, they should just go. Look, at this point, I think Matt Reeves should have just gone with what James Gunn was joking about with Condiment King. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I think if Matt Reeves was to do and pull it off serious, they could do it. Or Professor Pig. Professor Pig is another character that would fit, you know, within that dark, serious universe, if you want to say. That's more serious. So I mean, I don't know, but again, Two Face, like we've seen him too many times. The warehouse scene was fire. Batman versus Superman working out with Bruce Wayne was fire too. Yeah, that workout. Yeah, that's straight up like that's badass at its finest. Slipknot, what's up? What's up? Thanks for tuning in. James Gunn was supposed to map out Phase 4. Yeah, he's completely he's a fool. Do you really think Marvel needs James Gunn? I mean, they got the formula to Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, they really do. This I will give credit. Marvel still needs James Gunn for Guardians of the Galaxy, unfortunately, but that's where he's good at, and that's where he falls into. I can't see nobody else taking over and doing what Guardians of the Galaxy what James Gunn has done. That I give him credit. He did good with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's his thing. So if James Gunn, you're listening, or anybody on your team is listening, go back to where you're good at. Stick to Guardians of the Galaxy. Do the Star Lord movie. Notice how nobody has stepped up to make a Star Lord movie. So what is that telling you? You know, it has me like, okay, you know, like that's pretty much where he stands at. Ben Affleck Batman universe needs villains: Bane, Scarecrow, and Deathstroke, and Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, Killer Croc, Executioner, and Shiva. Better villains, not Quarter Owls. Hush. Yeah. I mean, I think what Matt Reeves just focuses on more serious, boring type of characters. You know, like I don't know, like, and I'm not even interested in his Joker. I just herpes Joker, not interested in. Sydney might be in Transformers. Michael Bay, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be awesome. But bring back Megan Fox, honestly. If they want to put Sydney Sweeney with Mark Wahlberg, go for it. I would love to see all of them in one, you know, one big two-part movie if they want to do. You know, continuing from the last night into a two-part where they go up against Unicron, have the Autobots, the Decepticons, everybody go at it. That would be dope, honestly. DC would have been better off with Universal, big time, especially with the theme park. Yeah, yeah, big time, big time. Why is Zaslav fighting to save James Gunn? That's they're buddy buddies, so probably they're all, you know, splitting the money or doing something behind, you know, shady business. Sam Witwicky is back. That would be cool if they have his son Daniel Witwicky in the next Transformers. That would be nice. I could see that happening. I want to see an older Sam Witwicky, you know, with the beard and like all kind of like, you know, like he's been through stuff. It's like, yo, where were you all these years? Like, oh, I was at a secret mission or something. You know, just for the hell of it. That would be dope. You just saw a clip of Henry's interview after announcing he was back as Superman, and I feel so sad. He was excited, and a minute later, Gunn throws him out. Yep, that's exactly what James Gunn want to do. He loves to humiliate us. That's all. DC needs an enema. Yeah, big time. What is it? Bayformers is back. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. James Gunn will not do Flash again. DCU. James Gunn's Hollywood darling. Flashpoint should have been Zack Snyder. Have better DC film. They can still do it. I mean, when Zack is back, they can still do it. So you know, the same way that James Gunn wanted to retcon things, they can still go ahead and retcon things. So that would be cool. Since they added Carly in the Dark of the Moon, it would be fitting to have Daniel in the next Transformers film. Yeah, that would be cool. I want to see what happens with the story of Carly. You know, like probably they split up. Who knows? Probably, you know, go back to a little quick flashback scene or something, you know. But I still do like Megan Fox a lot more. The Rock needs to come back for Black Adam 2. Yes, he really does. He needs to have Superman and Shazam. Yeah, that's what I want to see. All three of them face each other. And like I know some people don't like Zachary Levi as Shazam, but I liked him in the first one, not the second one. The second one was just completely like I don't even know what that is, honestly. Your brother got his yesterday. Okay, not sure what's that about. I can't believe we lost badass Darkseid for a Superman who saves a squirrel. Really? Yeah, yeah, big time. Netflix will renew the Snyderverse. Hopefully, I hope so. I really hope so, but I'm very skeptical about that. Bruce Wayne was cut from Aquaman 2. Yep, he was supposed to be at the end, big time. I'm visioning what a DC in Secret Wars where Doctor Doom steals Darkseid's blueprint, turns him evil after creating Battle World, and Tom Welling and Brandon Ruth and Tyler Hoechlin are survivors. That would be cool. Wouldn't that fall under something similar to like Crisis Infinite or something like that? I think that would be something that they could do, but I don't know at this point now. Do you think Zack Snyder should be CEO of DCEU? Not as much as CEO, but leave him in charge. Of what he wants to do, how he wants to do. Like you don't have to make him a CEO. Just leave him in charge, honestly. Of whatever the movies he wants to do and stuff like that. You gotta go. All right, appreciate you for tuning in. This year makes 20 years since Superman Returns premiere in theaters. Wow, wow, what a long time. Let's see. Speaking about Flashpoint, I heard somewhere, not confirmed, that according to Zack's original plan was to adapt Flashpoint Paradox at a live action, the final conclusion of the DCU. Yeah, something like that was supposed to happen, but a lot of things fell. A lot of things fell through the cracks and poor leadership, I guess. Snyder King absolutely restored the Snyderverse. Yes, yes, all day, 100%. Let's see. I'm probably backed up with the comments, so bear with me. If let me actually try to speed it up to where we are. Okay. Let me go to like the last. Let me see. Okay, Batman has the best rogue gallery. Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why they keep using the same characters over and over. I don't know either. It has so many characters. I have no idea, honestly. Bayverse is coming back with Transformers. James Cameron with the OG cast is coming back to Transformers. X-Men are all returning to Marvel. Gandalf is coming back. We need Cavill Superman back. Yes, big time. I agree with you, Snyder Queen. We really do need all of this, and that's showing the business in this entertainment. Like, hey, we're going back to what was working. When you got Transformers, you have I think what is it, the Lord of the Rings or whatever it is. I'm not sure. X-Men, all these things. DC, step up your game. If Marvel can do it and you really want to copy and be like Marvel, now is the perfect time. Go back to what was working with Zack Snyder, the Snyderverse, and of course the DCEU. Do you think Sam Transformers, he don't need a kid in Michael Bay's movie? It will be cool just to see like time has passed, I guess. That I would be okay with, just to say, hey, he's been out for so long and all these years we haven't had a Transformers movie. So it's like he did his life, but for some reason he's needed back. So that would be cool. I mean, if Deadpool could do it with Wolverine, with Hugh Jackman, hell, they could do the same thing. Like, why not? Why not, honestly? The McFarlane toy, just it came yesterday. Oh, okay. You got your Batmobile. I'm jealous. But I say that with love. I want mine's already. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. FedEx just told me like probably like earlier this morning, or your package is supposed to arrive tomorrow. I'm like, it was supposed to arrive over a week ago. But whatever. What bothered about the OG Transformers? Sam didn't tell Michaela he loved her until the end of two movies. Yeah, it's just how we are. Yeah, it's a man thing, I guess. Honestly, Zach don't have to be a CEO. We need someone with the brain to run DC. Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. We just need the right leadership and let them do what they want to do. David Cornsweet, he's a boring actor, not Henry Cavill. True, I agree with you. Here, what? He's to Carly right off the rip off in the third. Kind of confused on that one. He took Carly right off the rip in the third. I can't understand that one. I meant to say Terminator, not Transformers twice. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. There we go. With Terminator also. So why not? They just need to give good movies. That's all. That's all we want. We just want good, entertaining movies. Justice League 2017 sequel. Michael Bay should direct a Terminator movie. That would be interesting. That really would be. Told Carly, you're bad. Okay, yeah. James Gunn's probably gonna work at McDonald's after he's out at DC. Oh man, you imagine that? He loved her. Yeah. Do you think Sam wife Transformers? She'll return from Jason Statham wife. I don't know. I mean, money talks, I guess. But it would be cool. It would be cool. I just want to see all of them. I would love to see Megan Fox, Shia LaBeouf, Mark Wahlberg, Tyrese, all the OG casts with where they left off, and whatever the new one. Hell, even this girl from James Gunn. What's her name? The one that played Hawk Girl. I can't remember her name, but that girl, she was in the last night. She was all right in that movie too. I would love to see all of them back together, honestly. Hell, if they want to throw in also, some of the cast of the people from Rise of the Beasts and Bumblebee, yo, go ham on it. Like I said, especially with the whole that they have a dimension, the portals that open in Rise of the Beast. You got Unicron. Yo, there's so much that they could do. There is so much, but it all depends on what Michael Bay and the studio wants to go with. So, and of course, money, because it's all about money. Saw SWAT, directed by Johnson and David Ayer. The other day, it was awesome. Would recommend it. Yeah, SWAT's a good movie. I like that movie. Disney Marvel's coming to their senses by getting Russo brothers back for Doomsday, big time. Riding the ship and the box office results will be proof of that. DCU is dead. Yeah, big time. They're going back to what was working and making them money, especially now with the economy, how shitty it is. We're all in this together, if you want to say. The economy is like shit right now. So, every little dollar counts, every penny. So, Disney's like, yeah, we're feeling it. So they got to go back to what was working. James Gunn might work at school. Hell no, keep him away. Isabel, there you go. Isabel Merced was in Transformers. Yeah, she sucked in DC with James Gunn and Superman, but I liked her in Transformers, and I would love to see her back. In that same role that she had, but of course, now older version and stuff like that. All these actors, actresses, like a more mature, older version of who they are, and just blasting away, teaming up with the Transformers. Hell, they even want to throw in the GI Joe with this crossover. Go ham. That's it. That's how I say. Go all out. Like Michael Keaton's Batman. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Cybertron war movie with Michael Bay. That would be that would be nice. But I'm gonna be honest with you. We did get a preview, not too much, but we did get a preview of what Cybertron was when we see it, the beginning of the movies, especially of Dark of the Moon. And I like that. I was like, we don't really need to go back to Cybertron. And what they did with Bumblebee, I was like, that's good enough for me. I just want to see Megatron kicking Optimus Prime's ass, Ultra Magnus and Decepticons and the Autobots and whoever the hell they want to throw in, yo, just go all nuts. That's how I say that they should go all out. Megan Fox, she was not in Dark of the Moon. Yeah, because she had problems at the time with Michael Bay. But then they fixed it, and that's why she was back at the live-action TMNT movie. She was good as April O'Neil. I liked her. She was dope. So, it's a shame we don't even got a third movie for that. I would love to see what happens in the third TMNT live-action movie from that universe. Jason and Brad Pitt would have been my Lex, but anxious for Jesse Eisenberg's transformation. Yeah, yeah. Imagine James Gunn homeless holding up a cardboard sign and people reject it. Oh, saying you should have not made DC into a joke. Like the meme. There's a meme of him, like the one from, I think, Justice League, where the guy's holding the cardboard and they put James Gunn's face on it saying, I tried. Yeah, it's hilarious. Do you think Man of Tomorrow will be his last film? I think so. I think at this point, honestly, look, I'm just being honest now that you're bringing this up, Jack. Look, I just want to say this. I think this is just me speculating and looking at the future. I don't know if this is real or probably it's going to happen. It's just probably me just talking smack or whatever. But this is what I think is going to probably happen. Because if you look at the time frame, Marvel's right now preparing for Doomsday. So that's at the end of this year, all right? That's literally like what? Less than a year, whatever. So we have that this year. Next year, they're probably going to be already focusing or starting to shoot Secret Wars. So that's probably going to be already the next 2 years. So meanwhile, we have this year with James Gunn. Next year, we have, up to spring, which is probably like 4 months into the year 2027. So it gives James Gunn time to work on Superman, Man of Tomorrow. And I think that's going to be his last project because it's going to do terrible at the box office. Supergirl's going to do terrible. Clayface and whatever they have remaining, it's not going to help the company. They're going to keep on trying to drag out everything with this sale, with whether Netflix buys it or Paramount, whatever the deal is, until it actually goes through whatever the government. That's going to take a process. That's not going to be overnight. That's probably going to add a few months to it. Who knows how long. So if we're looking at it realistically, I think by the time that Man of Tomorrow starts filming and they're done and they're probably ready to start advertising it, that movie's probably gonna come out what, like in 2028, probably. That gives them plenty of time, and it gives time for Marvel to pick up and keep on while they shoot and film for Secret Wars. So that would be perfect for James Gunn to wrap up and be done with the DCU. And then he pretty much just says, you know what? I'm done. I'm going back to Marvel because Marvel needs him for Star Lord, and they need him for the next Guardians of the Galaxy within Secret Wars. Because you cannot, let's be real, you just cannot have Secret Wars and all these Avenger characters and not have James Gunn attached to it, because he is the one that literally introduced everybody to Guardians of the Galaxy. So that I give him, I take off my hat, much respect for that, when it comes to James Gunn. He did what he had to do with Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy. That he's good at. That I have to admit 100%. James Gunn, you are fucking awesome when it comes to Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy. But you fucking suck at DC. You're terrible. You don't know what you're doing at DC. That's the problem that I have. Peacemaker's trash, Creature Commandos, everything that he's been putting out has been garbage. But that will give him a realistic time frame, if you want to say, within the next 2 or maybe almost 3 years. And it's almost kind of what with Zach would be, because Zach is right now busy with The Last Photograph, and then he's gonna have Brawler for UFC. So when you look at it in context, and let's look at it from a realistic point of view, that gives them all the time to finish on whatever it is that they're doing. So it's like, okay, Zach will be busy probably for the next 2 years. James Gunn is going to be busy for the next 2 years. And Disney's going to be busy for the next 2 years with Doomsday and Secret Wars. And then after that, their schedule's probably going to be free and it's going to be open. What's going to come from that? We do know that Zach is going to be back for that prequel of 300. So that's probably a start. Probably that's a road that's going to bring back everything. And who knows? But I'm just looking at it from that aspect, So I think it would fall into play with that. Gunn is one of the last people should be around kids. Yeah. Do you think James Gunn is gonna say no to Wonder Woman cast? Probably, but I don't think so at this point. I think he's just gonna do. Do you know what Yambo Davidson's channel? No, I have no idea. I don't even know who that is. I remember Isabel when she was on Nickelodeon, your childhood crush. You're the same age. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Steven Spielberg fired Megan Fox. Yeah, they had drama back then and stuff like that. TMNT will not have Seth Rogen. No, hell no. Keep away Seth Rogen. Keep him away. Honestly, keep him away. James Gunn's gonna be at work, bathroom cleaning toilets. I think she probably wouldn't give him any putang. But who already knows? Probably. Who knows? You know how these the drama that happens behind the scenes. James Gunn should broke up with his wife. Too much jokes. I don't understand who the hell wants Clayface movie. Yeah, me neither. I'm just not interested in that character. Should have cast James Gunn's wife. Cause she would have. I hate James Gunn gets influence. Yeah, disgusting. Clayface would try to have joke trailers in the movie theaters. That's all it's gonna be. You're gonna see jokes. Clayface will have daddy issues most likely. Plenty of time to make a Batfleck movie while we wait for Zach. Yep, big time. I agree with you. I feel the Russos can handle the Guardians on their own. Yeah, but at the same time, they have too much on their plate right now. They just have too much. They have to give that to somebody else. I'm sure they can, but it's going to be too much. Just running the Avengers is a lot. From what we're hearing, the Avengers is going to be almost 4 hours long. It's 3 hours and like 42 minutes or something like that. So, and the script for that, it's almost like 200 pages. That is a lot of writing. I'm telling you right now. Like, that is extremely a lot. That's why that movie's so long. Imagine what Zack Snyder did for the Snyder Cut. That movie was what, like 4 hours and something. So it's a lot. I don't think they feel like they want to work with him because of what he did to DC. Who knows? James Gunn fans need to get a life. Not do DC movies. Yeah, big time. Zack doing Justice at the moment, and nobody knows. Wait for it. Oh, that would be nice. You imagine that? That would be nice. He said people should watch Peacemaker season 2 if they want to be up to date with the DC universe. Yeah, nah. He says it, then he doesn't. So I don't know. I'm just confused with James Gunn. Instead of Clayface, a solo movie of Deathstroke would be interesting. That shows chemistry, rivalry. The roles of the rise of Slade. Yeah, that would be dope. And it doesn't even have to be with Zack Snyder. That could be with a different director, just setting up Deathstroke. And then once Zack is back, That's it. The Dark Knight Returns, and then connecting them. Oh, that would be awesome. That really would be. I hope Marvel brings back Scarlett Johansson. I want her. I want her back. She's my girl. Yeah, I think she's gonna be back. Honestly, look, if they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. for a variant, who knows what's gonna happen? I think they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna bring Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. That's what I'm telling you. Secret Wars is going to be nuts. They are going to bring everybody back. Like everybody, they're gonna be like, screw the Infinity Stones. They're probably gonna create a new Infinity Stone that it just probably resets or it just makes a new universe. Who knows what the hell? Watch, you're gonna see they're gonna do some random shit that is just gonna bring everybody, and it's just gonna open the door to all these characters like it didn't happen or who knows. Justice Gang makes an appearance in Peacemaker season 2. Wow, I don't even care honestly. Michael Bay needs back TMNT. What his work? Yeah, I liked his version of TMNT. I know he didn't direct that movie, but I think he was producing it. But still, I like that style, that tone that they did. Peacemaker makes an appearance in Superman 2020. 2025. Much love. Got to get ready to get your babies from school, brother. Happy New Year, brother. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Clayface will have no kids in theaters. R-rated. Yeah, if they make it R-rated, nah, that's not gonna. They're not gonna really do that good. If Netflix buys WB, they don't restore Snyderverse. What's next? Telling people to cancel a subscription is a lot harder than telling them not to go to theaters. Oh nah. Are you not familiar with what happened with Cuties and Netflix? Look into it, and you'll see how much the subscriptions dropped for Netflix when that happened. I'll leave that at that, so you can do your homework. There's a character in the comics that keeps DC Universe and Marvel Universe separated. They need to bring that character into the live action so that we can uh get Zack Snyder Russo brothers movie. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. But first, I want to see what they're cooking first. Like, let Marvel finish what they're doing, and then let DC with Zack Snyder finish doing what they're doing. Then, if they want to do a crossover or whatever, go for it. By means, I welcome it. But right now, no. I just want to see them both complete what their visions are supposed to be. Do you think that Scarlett Johansson will be Harley Quinn in Batman Part Two? No, I don't think so. From what people are saying, that she's supposed to be playing a female version of Harley. I mean, of Harvey Dent. I know somebody posted that yesterday or the day before in a comment, but I don't know. I don't know. She's probably just gonna be some lawyer or some random character that they're gonna just put. I don't think she's gonna play like a big role. She's probably just gonna be playing like some type of like important lawyer or somebody that's on probably with Harvey Dent. Probably his wife. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know at this point, honestly. Angry Joe, he sucks. He might be sad James Gunn will leave. Angry Joe, he's always sad. Angry Joe, man, like that dude, he be blowing off gaskets, man. Like I feel bad for him, man. Like it's not healthy to be losing your cool like that. Like he must be like on some real, like what is it, blood pressure medication just because. Always has been. Yeah, man, that's pretty wild. But yeah, I think at this point, what DC needs to do literally is just, they just really need to like bring Zack back. They have to. Um, the Snyderverse was working for them. It's already proven. The fan demand is still there. People still want it. Merchandise sells. Fans are ready. Like I'm ready to give them money again. But currently with James Gunn and what they're doing right now with their DCU, I just can't say, hey, let's go out and support it. No, we're seeing merchandise ending up at Ross and even on clearance, and even like that, it still doesn't sell. So what is that telling you? I saw a post yesterday somewhere on social media. I don't remember where. I just saw it and I laughed. Or probably this morning. I don't remember. On my feed, I just get so many messages. It's hard to keep up. And sometimes, you accidentally hit the wrong button and everything erases and it's like, oh, it refreshes or whatever. But somebody had posted, like, I think it was at Walmart or Target, and they have all the Superman figures, the basic figures, for like $10, and they're overstocked. And people were just going hard on them, saying, look at that, it doesn't sell, and it doesn't. It's all full in stock. I've gone to Ross so many times, and you see that merchandise there. It just doesn't sell. People don't want it, and that tells you everything. Jeremy Johns will not watch Clayface. He just reviewed it. Oh, okay, so he says that he's not gonna watch it. All right, that's cool. That's good. He has a huge following, so yeah, that's gonna also help with people not watching it. If Netflix want money, just restore Snyderverse. Simple. Yeah, exactly. That's all they have to do, honestly. Like I say, look, and I'll emphasize it again. I've never been against Netflix. I like what they do, the content and stuff like that, and they cater to everybody. You know, you got for this crowd, that crowd, whatever. What they did with Stranger Things was trash. Was trash. So that just shows you that whoever's in there in their leadership, they're making the wrong decisions. Unfortunately, and that pissed off a lot of fans that love Stranger Things. I'm not a fan of Stranger Things. I fall under the other category, if you want to say, in the sense of I'm just like checking it out just to see what this is all about because I see everywhere Stranger Things is popular. I don't care about the IP. I don't care about what the universe is about. But when I did see it, I was like, wow, like this was bad. Like that just really was bad and stuff like that. So it is what it is. So again, it's just Netflix model that I don't like. That everything has to be streaming. Like they could have been capitalizing, on the theaters, but they clearly don't care about that. They just care about locking everybody into a streaming service. That's the part that I have a problem with. And it's like, oh, if you don't have their service, then you can't watch anything. I think that that's really unfair for any of us because it's like, damn, I already have this service, I have that service, everything adds up, and these people don't keep on, they don't stop to drop the price. They keep raising the prices. So it's like, do we really need to keep paying all these services? It's like, damn, like I'll probably check out. Like I'm ready to see season 2 of One Piece, the live action. If you haven't seen that and if you're into that, you're gonna enjoy it. I actually liked it. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'll probably just get the membership for that time and then cancel it because I'm like I don't care about anything else. I did the same thing when Rebel Moon came out. I got the subscription just for the time for Rebel Moon, and that's it. I canceled it after. But HBO Max the same thing. And but they could be keeping us, but it's just unfortunately they don't see it like that. Real Rejects needs to make a video apologizing. Snyderverse is restored. I'm not sure what happened with that. Scarlett Johansson supposed to play the character Mask of Phantasm in the Matt Reeves Batman 2. Oh, okay, that's who she's supposed to be playing. Okay, that should be interesting. What's your favorite food, candy, and movie theaters? Shoot, I don't even buy nothing when I go to the movie theaters, honestly, because that stuff is so expensive. Like the last time I went, I can't remember what movie it was, but I know it was recent. That's how bad it was. Damn, I can't even remember what last movie I saw in the theaters. And oh yeah, that's right. I think the last movie I saw was that shitty 28 Years Later. And yeah, the concession stand was expensive. I was like, wow, box of chocolate. I think it was like a little box of chocolate. I was like, damn, it was almost like I think like $18. I was like, hell no, nah. Like no wonder people are not buying nothing, and I don't blame them. I know for January, I think it's this week coming up. They're gonna do the AMC theaters or Cinemark. They're gonna be like bring your own bucket, and it's gonna be I think it's like $5 or $10 or something like that, and you can fill whatever you want. So that should be fun to see how like the memes are gonna come out and like how ridiculous people are gonna be bringing all type of stupid buckets to fill up their popcorn and stuff. So we'll see what's up. Batman Ben Affleck. Hold on, scrolling up. Batman Ben Affleck, One Last Gamble. What do you think Zach is telling us? Yeah, that if he posted that, because I didn't really see that. If he put One Last Gamble, he's literally telling us, "Yo, this is our last chance." Straight up. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just how he's saying it. If Zach literally put that word, I didn't see it, but I know he said something at the top. But if he's saying One Last Gamble, yeah, man, I think that he's just saying, "Hey, yo, it's up to us." Like this is our last chance, honestly. This is why we have to stay united and we have to keep on pushing. That's why, like I said, I'm only pushing and I will keep on pushing. Only restore the Snyderverse. Every other hashtag just falls into it. Make the Batfleck movie, Man of Steel 2. The list continues. It's just too many. I'm not gonna put all the hashtags because to me it's pointless. But the main goal is that once the Snyderverse gets restored, everything else falls into that. Every other movie that we want all comes into that. And I think that's what the main goal is. I see that some fans have lost that vision, and I've put up polls. You could see it. Like not long ago, saying would you settle and would you compromise? And a lot of people were saying yeah, they would compromise and they will settle for whatever they put, just as long as they get DC content. And it should not be like that. That's why DC is where they are right now. We are not eating. Let's be real. Marvel fans are eating. Other fans and other IPs are eating, and they got a buffet of enjoyment. We don't. We really don't. We don't have good video games with DC. We don't. What that last shitty game? What was it? Suicide Squad. Okay, the Justice League. That movie sucked. I mean, that game sucked. Um, the Arkham games, they're on that VR headset. I'm not gonna buy a Meta Quest just to play that. No, so the gaming side is garbage. The comics, the only thing that's doing good is Absolute Batman, but I still don't give in just because it just the drawing. Like I just don't like that Batman. I just to me I just don't like it honestly. Like I find it too ridiculous. Like it's like whatever. But I keep hearing good things and the numbers are doing good, so that's good. The movies are trash. Let's be real. So. I really don't know at this point. All they have to do is literally go back to what was working. Even if they want to keep whatever they're doing, go for it. Just include us. Like, what's so hard for them to say, hey, look, you're doing with Matt Reeves what you want, an Elseworld. Why you can't do the same thing with Zack Snyder? Why you can't do the same thing with David Ayer? Like, what's the problem? That's the bad thing about it. You're calling it. There's going to be a Doctor Doom popcorn bucket. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, they're gonna do a bucket. Those buckets are gonna be wild. It's crazy how the bucket game has evolved. I'm not one to collect buckets. Even when they brought out the Transformers bucket, I was gonna get that Optimus Prime head, but then I'm like, for what? And then they brought out the truck, then I was like, for what? Like, but they're cool. These buckets are pretty nice. Some of them are very funny. This is the one for Dune. I don't know if it was real or if it was fake. The one with Dune, but yeah, it was hilarious. Michael Bay's the director. Toilet movies. He's not for everybody. He's not for everybody. Yeah, he's doing a Skibbity movie. If that's the one you're talking about, I don't even know what that's about. Yeah, we're eating microwave food. Yeah, man, like we're straight up eating microwave food. Like that shit's been sitting there for months, and they're just reheating it and serving it up. I'm just not eating it. I'd rather starve, honestly. Would you say you're more or less confident about the Snyderverse coming back when compared to 3, 4 months ago? Yeah. I mean, I never said that it wouldn't. It's just, like I said, just if Netflix wants to do it and they're going to do it, actions speak louder than words. They can go ahead and say all these things and promise all these things. It's the actions that I'm looking at. I want to see with their actions what they go about. That's the part that tells you a lot from anyone. Do you remember Gotham City Imposter video games 2012? Not sure which is that one. Gotham City Imposter video games. Which one was that one? I'm not sure which is that one about. I just want to say how history repeats itself. If you research why Richard Donner was fired from Superman, boy, would you be surprised. Same reason like Zach. Okay, I'm gonna have to check into that honestly. WB has money for Clayface, but if anyone asks about Snyderverse, there's blood, their blood pressure increase. Their blood pressure increases. Yeah, man. Like, but then they want to come on and remilk the Snyderverse with merchandise, right? They're like, oh, let's go ahead and let's sell to the Snyder fans again, and then people go and rebuy them. So yeah, it's kind of. I just scratch my head and I'm like, what's so hard? It's like I wish I had a fan base like that. What company doesn't? That's why they're trying to buy them out. But you imagine having a fan base asking and demanding what they want. Like literally, they're demanding what they want, and you're literally saying no. You're not taking advantage of it. Like no wonder you don't have money. It's like it's just yeah, it's a sad situation that they're in. Do you think Tom Holland will play Spider-Man forever? Not forever. He's just gonna play probably for what's remaining, and I think at Secret Wars he's gonna be done. I really think so. It's just he wants to do other things, but at the same time, it's like it's like Chris Evans. Chris Evans got tired of Captain America. That's why he tried doing other things, but probably that shit didn't work out. That's why he's back. He's like, I need money, so just stick to what you're already good at. Like Chris Evans, dude. Like, yo, like if you're Captain America, what an honor. You know what it is? Damn, I'm Captain America. Milk that shit, yo. Like you imagine Ben Affleck, he goes to restaurants and drive-throughs, and he could just play around with people and order something, and then when he gets to the window, like literally be like, yo, what the hell, that you Ben Affleck? Yeah. Oh, if I saw Ben Affleck in real life, I'll be like, yo, Mr. Wayne. I wouldn't even call him Ben Affleck. I'll be like, yo, Mr. Wayne. Like in real life, you got Bruce Wayne. Like, and it's awesome how when he was at that Formula One event and they recognized him as Batman, they're like, oh, it's real when Batman shows up. They didn't even call him Ben Affleck. They were just like Batman. That's an impact. You get what I'm saying? That's a life impact. And yo, it's crazy. It's like that's an honor, I say. James Gunn will have a panic attack. Tim Burton, who did Batman, same thing. We the Snyder fans are gonna keep DC alive. Yeah, we have to keep on. Same thing happened to him after he did the second movie. Andy Muschietti might work Marvel, not do Batman DCU. I know Andy Muschietti said that he's gonna keep on, I guess, with Batman, but at this point everything is unknown, so we'll see what update we get and stuff like that. Damn, it's true, Disney dumped Pedro Pascal. But he's gonna be back again for what you call it. I'm sure they do another Mandalorian, and if they do another X-Men movie, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But people say nobody's seen Ben as Batman. He's more popular than J Lo. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And he had J Lo. He had that dime piece, but yeah, she's not easy herself, they say. Let's see. Do you think Ben Affleck should have armor Batman suit Arkham solo movie? Yeah, he needs to have it, especially with certain characters and things like that. I would love to see Ben Affleck's Batman go up against Mister Freeze. There, he would really need like a thermal type of suit, like in Arkham Origins. Where Batman goes up against Mr. Freeze, you have to have it just because it's so cold, and the weapons that Mr. Freeze has and stuff like that. So he doesn't want to get frostbite, if you want to say. That would be cool. That would be nice though, honestly. I would love to see. I would love to see what they want to do with that. DCU is burnt toast. We want our toast good with butter on it, and that's Zack Snyder. Yeah, he's a movie chef. Yeah, big time. I agree with you. Zack Snyder is a chef. We need a Batman movie where Batman doesn't take off his mask. Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice, honestly. Like Bruce Wayne's cool and everything. I really don't care about like under the helmet or the cowls, if you want to say. I've always liked the characters themselves. So like when it comes to Deathstroke, like I don't care if he takes off his helmet. I just want Deathstroke. Same thing with what's his name with Deadshot. Like I don't care who's playing Deadshot as long as I see Deadshot. Like they don't need to remove their who the character is and stuff like that. But I get why they do it, just because screen time, and they want to get their 5 minute time frame and stuff. So that's understandable. We need a Batman movie where Batman doesn't take. Yeah, he take Pedro. What's up? Restore Snyderverse all day. You already know it, my friend. Judge Dredd did it good in 2012. Yeah, exactly. He didn't have to take off the helmet. He did not have to take off the helmet, and that he meant business. It's like Judge Dredd, and that's the character and the actor and stuff, but he doesn't have to take it off, honestly. Make the Batfleck movie. Yep, you already know it. Do you think Jimmy Olsen's show will be in 2027 about James Gunn? Damn, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that Jimmy Olsen show. That's how bad it is. You see, we can't even retain it. I can't even retain what the hell James Gunn's putting out. But yeah, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with that. Knowing James Gunn, he's still gonna keep moving forward with it just because it's James Gunn. He wants to leave his quote unquote legacy. So I think, yeah, it's still gonna move, and they're probably filming it right now. They just haven't said nothing. And it doesn't really have to be too much. It's just one of those like where we're just gonna do it just for the hell of it. And yeah, it's one of those like I don't know. I don't even know. It's like one of those like real cheap but productions that they don't even have to spend too much on it and stuff like that. But yeah, it is what it is. We just know that we have to keep on fighting for restore Snyderverse. Like I said yesterday, what I meant with the that I'm taking a break from DC is that the DCU. Like I'm not focus, and I'm not really trying to talk about the DCU. I will keep on talking about the DCEU, the Snyderverse, fighting for it and merchandise, whatever comes up and things like that. But I just don't want to give attention to what James Gunn is doing and his products and projects and stuff like that. Even though sometimes I'm tempted just because for content and things like that. But it's not nothing that I'm really interested in. That's why you guys have seen that I haven't really been posting too much videos and stuff like that lately. And I am gonna be talking about different stuff. So if you time to time see like a random video of Transformers, I mean, you know that I love Transformers or Mega Man and stuff like that because that's another game. Or when I'm doing my gaming streaming and stuff like that. So you'll see some random videos and stuff. It's not that I've fully given up. It's just okay. Like I'm just kind of like taking a five, if you want to say, and then talk about something else, especially not James Gunn. Like I just don't care about it. You will see me talking about more often now about Avengers. So, and even though I'm a DC fan, but I'm just not happy with what DC is doing now. So I will, be talking about how Marvel and what it is that they're doing and stuff like that. So just for variety and stuff like that. Jimmy Olsen and Amanda Waller TV show eventually they will have a crossover and battle bad guys together. I wouldn't be surprised. Notice how Amanda Waller has been completely in the shadow. It's like James Gunn isn't doing anything with that right now. People really think that Supergirl is going to do
outdo Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday at the box office. Yeah, yeah, that talking about delusion, right? I want my Red Hood movies, Zack Snyder, bro. Yeah, I agree with you. I do too. Don't forget about the Aunt May film. Oh man, hell yeah, that Aunt May film too. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. But yeah, man. With that being said, I'm about to let y'all go. I'm about to go do my thing and stuff like that, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. If something does come up, I will talk about it and stuff like that. So just keep posting. I noticed that now people are starting to tune in more to the live streams, so that's good. I'll probably just start doing a little bit more live streaming from now on and stuff like that. And they're random. You all know that I just randomly do these streams and stuff like that. Supergirl story will be a mess. This DCU movie, yeah, big time. But yeah, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good day. And if something else does come up, boom, we'll talk about it. Peace out.